Good grief. We are live. I can see us on the thing.
Are we?
No, we're not. What's going on? I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. I tell you this much though. 9 thumbs up already. People smashing that like.
Hey, we're live now.
Hey!
That's for damn sure. What an intro.
I don't know what happened. What was there an intro?
In a way.
Nice.
In a way.
James is frozen.
No, I haven't.
Oh, what a nightmare that would have been.
I'm such oh God.
All good. Welcome everybody. Happy New Year. IDLM Show, episode 161. What a show we've got for you tonight.
Unbelievable.
Stuff.
Jam-packed.
Stuff. Squonking.
So much
John's
stuff.
here, Brad's here, James is here, Rick is here, and I am here as well. We've got Travava coming up. We've got Mod Showcase is back. John's on the beer. Rick's on the beer as well, but not as you'd know it. We'll talk about that later. Brad's on it. Brad, are you on it? Are you total?
No, I did my totaling already.
Yeah, and me and James are on it, so we're all on it. I hope you guys are on it as well. Let's just get cracked into it. It's so much stuff to cover. We need to just get straight into it, don't we?
Yeah,
probably. I think so.
Let's do this. James.
Yes.
James, how has your week been? How has your Christmas been? How has your New Year been? What you vaping? What you drinking? What do you have for lunch? And have you ever drunk something that somebody, a human, wouldn't normally drink?
Oh, good question. Okay, thank you, Rich. I'm doing this because I can see on the screen. Thank you, Rich. Thank you. So it's been good. God, hasn't it been a long 2 weeks? Been a long 2 weeks. It feels like a long time since we've done the show. A really, really long time. Christmas was awesome. I did Christmas, then I did Boxing Day, then there was some more days, and I did New Year's Eve, and I did New Year's Day. I did all of them, and they were all brilliant. It was good. It was really, really good. Very good. Yes. Joyous, in fact. I get used the word joyous very often, so I'm going to say it was joyous. Let's go for vaping. I am vaping on my Sunbox Classic. It's a little bit moister. E7 Classic with some tobacco crunch in there and a Vita V2 on top and a whistle on top of there. That's kind of my standard go-to at the minute. Kind of goes in my pocket. I am also vaping on, I forgot what it's called. I'm vaping on the EH Pro Watch My Face with a saver on top and a slim.
Is it the Watch My Face V1 or the Watch My Face V2?
I think it's the original Watch My Face. I think it's the original
EH Pro 101.
The 101, and I've got it in 18650 mode. 18350 mode, and it's pretty small. It's about 18350 size, but it's got brought in. I like it. And I've got the saver on there, and it looks dead groovy because I've got the saver. I'm sure I should. Did I show you this? I brushed the saver, and it's such a shiny. That's a shiny, and it's a nice.
That looks really good. That actually, what is it?
That is, it's one of them. I don't know whether you know this, but a lot of the YouTubers are bringing out laddies in the boxes and stuff, and
cashing in.
You cannot blame them though, can you? I don't think you can blame them. I wouldn't blame them. And it's called the Savior. I believe.
And it's now incredibly rare. And hard to get. Yeah, very limited quantities available in the world.
Oh.
Is there anybody left with them in the UK? Because somebody was asking me, but I didn't know.
Do you know what? I'm not prepared to disclose that.
Oh, okay. Well, very, very.
Not prepared to, or not capable of.
Both.
A little from me, a little bit.
I believe our vapes might have some. There's someone else that might have some, but there's literally like 12 for sale left in the UK.
I mean, I didn't stop vaping mine until it became super rare, to be honest with you. That's the kind of guy I am.
That's quite nice, though, isn't it? That's why I don't really want to tell people, because like anyone that gets one of the last 12 deserves it.
Yeah.
I might have to get mine out again now it's rare.
I know.
So in there I've got some Turk tobacco. I have also got the Pico Squeeze. I'm rocking the Pico Squeeze with an 016 and another Hellfire jobby on top of there. And then there is from Concentrate. So I'm now on the Concentrate. Dan Lenderberger from Jeffries. Available at a retail store online soon, something like that. And that's smashing. I don't know. Yep, I'm really, really enjoying it. Let's have a little talk. And then I've got me little other thing we'll talk about later. That's what I'm vaping on. What I am drinking on, I'm just about to open Heineken, and and that's going to be all very good. They're my leftover beers from Christmas.
A Heine? Do you call it a Heine?
I love a Heine. You know where I love? You know what I really love when it comes to Heinies? I love a tiny Heine. Yeah. When you're on the plane and you're just the teeny tiny.
Isn't a Heine a name, an American slang name for an arse?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes.
Yeah. And James likes his arse.
He likes a small arse.
Yeah.
Well, no, I like a tiny Heine. I actually. Well, let's not get into that. Let's not go into that. I like them. Okay. That's what I'm drinking on. That's what I'm vaping on. That was me week. I tell you what. I had a New Year's Eve party, New Year's party a while ago, about 10 years ago, something like that. And we had this bottle in the cupboard. I can't remember where it came from. It was some sort of high alcohol liquid, and it had a lizard in it. Have you seen? You get them with.
Yeah.
So we all had to put it.
What do you mean, like a tequila worm?
Like a tequila worm, but it was a whole lizard, like the full length of the bottle, sort of thing.
They do it in Thailand. You get a snake in there.
Yeah. And we all had a few shots, but then a mate of mine, Vinny, he ate the head off the lizard. I didn't eat the head off the lizard. I'm telling you, it was crunchy. I was surprised it was crunchy. I thought it would be soft. It was crunchy, and he apparently had no ill effects at all.
Not that much alcohol. There's no fucking bacteria.
Yeah. No. I mean, don't get us wrong. He is like a super villain now. But apart from that, there was absolutely no ill effects at all.
So basically, he's bald and he has a fluffy cap.
Yep. He climbs up walls. So that's kind of what I've. That's me. That's me. Let's crack on. Let's go to John.
Hello.
John down here.
I think that everyone's been watching me fuck about with the light.
Yeah. Oh, you're incredibly distracting, John. Incredibly distracting when I'm doing my bit. John, how's your fortnight been? Christmas? I know you love Christmas very much. What are you drinking on? What are you vaping on? What did you have for your lunch? What do you have for your lunch? And what is your favourite shape of pasta and why?
Oh, great question.
Oh, that is a good question.
Yes. My 2 weeks, I had 3 days off, so it was like being at work. Really. Yeah, so 3 days. Yeah, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Day, 3 days. That's what I had. Yeah, it's a good 2 weeks. It was a good the thing is, I got to spend time with my wife, which I really, really do actually quite like. I have to be so careful.
Very odd.
Because I have people in my family watch this show now, I don't know why. Stop watching. And so my darling wife said, do be careful what you say.
Hi, Martins.
Anyway, you can get rid of them if you say cunt, fuck, that'll probably...
Hope you're proud of your boy.
Oh, my dad probably watches this. Yeah, well, I think he watches every show, actually. I don't know why.
Smash that like, Martin. Smash that like.
So how my Christmas was loads of cooking. I don't know who the cook is. I know Rick's the cook in his house.
Yeah.
I'm the cook around our house. Brad's nodding. He looks like the man who's the cook.
He just put the barbecue on.
Basically.
Richard's an eater.
I'm the warmer-upper.
You're a warmer-upper. I think James is a peeler. Something like that. A chopper, maybe.
It's amazing what you can cook in a microwave, actually.
I am chief cook and bottle washer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Christmas Day, it was great. It was, so kind of, you want to smash Christmas Day properly, don't you? So got up in the morning, Eggs Benedict, Bucks Fizz. That was our breakfast. And then, so started the drinking at like about 9 o'clock, probably Christmas Day. Polished off the bottle. About 11 o'clock, opened the first beer. We'd already peeled all the veggies and stuff like that. And then I made Christmas dinner. Got it on the table at 2:10, which I think is fine. I don't know if we watched the TV. I can't remember. And then it was just me and my darling wife for Christmas, for the rest of the Christmas Day, from sort of 6 until midnight. It's lovely.
Very nice.
Yeah, and then my dad came down at the weekend. This last weekend, just gone. He wanted me to know if it was still a massive pain in the arse. Dad, you are.
He's hopeful every year that he could come down and have a nice time with you, isn't he?
Oh, I'm 37. I really don't like being told what to do. It just does me in. It really does. No, I would do it like that. I'd fuck off if I.
It's what you got to do, boy.
Yeah.
You don't do it like that.
Do it like that. But that was good. And then work. I kind of sent the last package out Christmas Eve. Got in the post about 4 o'clock, something like that. Half 4. And I was really chuffed to see things getting. Royal Mail did themselves proud this year. I thought they got stuff out. I sent stuff on Friday that got there on the Monday. Awesome. What am I drinking on? I am drinking on there's 2 beers that stand out in my gluten-free arena. One of them is Phantasma from who the fuck makes it? I didn't know. Oh, Magic Rock Brewing. Magic Rock Brewing. Well, the IPA, 6.5% IPA, and it is lovely. It's a lovely drop. That I picked up some more today in the beer merchants. That was my Christmas Day beer. I said it's better than your other one. He said, "Do you think so?" I said, "Yeah, it doesn't taste like piss." And he agreed that the other one tasted like piss.
Oh, what a card you are!
I am hilarious. Next up, what am I vaping on? I am vaping on a Pabst V4 with a saver on top in full Rebel direct lung vaping mode.
Couple of golden oldies there.
I won the Pabst V4 on the SV raffle. Well, I sort of did. I was one place off winning a prize, and then the person who won that prize didn't really do mechs, and so he asked if I'd like it instead. Ben Miller, and he sent it to me.
So it's a lovely switch, isn't it?
It is. I did also fire it twice in my pocket today, but the saver wicks so well that it didn't dry out and burn.
Do you not like using the lock-in ring?
I'm just sort of not in mech mode, and I forgot how sensitive this is.
Yeah.
It is literally a fraction of a millimeter. There that was it. Next up, I've got a Reaper V3 on top of a Pico 21700, which you can't really see. But
How are you finding it then?
The Reaper, I was setting the liquid control wrong for the first 3 or 4 days, and then I had an epiphany when I was in bed and thought, that is how you do it. There is now an explanation. Well, no, there hasn't been a review out yet, has there? Mark's got his today. He had the demo. He had the beta prototype, and now he's got the real one. So he's going to do a review. And this is, I'm going to do it upside down because I'm an idiot and I don't want to break it. So if I was going to take the tank off like that, just for anybody who because Hayward's put an explanation of this on. But anyway, you screw the tank all the way, so that's on now.
Yeah.
And if I keep turning it, it'll go past the bayonet fitting that takes the tank off, like that. It's just there. That's the tank off. There's like a bayonet.
Oh.
Right. You go past that, so you've gone all the way. What am I doing? Clockwise. And what you want to do is turn it anti-clockwise until you're going to start taking it off. So you're the other side of the bayonet, and then the juice flow is open, which I buggered up with before, and the negative pressure built up, and then it didn't leak, it just gurgled.
Is it a bit like the K-5 then, that you sort of twist the whole thing to let the juice in?
It's almost like a very simplified squape.
Yeah.
So it's, when I say simplified, like raw, but crackingly engineered. The tank comes off, nothing sticks, nothing at all. Everything just works. It doesn't gurgle and it wicks perfectly. You just have to do that juice flow control thing, turn it back on. I had to turn it off.
Sounds like fun. Do you feel like a little safe cracker when you?
You do, because I couldn't work out why I was being such a dipshit or what I'd done wrong. And it was lying in bed, and I thought, just, those moments of clarity. You just go, "Oh, you knob!" That's what I was doing.
But you wouldn't ask anybody, would you, John?
I could have asked John Hayward, but I didn't want to disturb.
You could have. But
Somebody's just said in chat, you just line the V up with the air hole.
That's true, but I don't really see that. John, that's what John says too. He said the same thing. John, bless you, but I think it's easy to say turn it all the way back the other way. You don't have to look at it, do you? I'm not looking at it. I can do so. If it was the wrong way, that's it. It's currently the wrong way. I don't need to look. I can do it above my head, and I know it's fine. That's it. It's back on. You don't need to look at the V. I do agree. And John apologised. No, don't apologise. He said, "Oh, you've got to do this," and I said, "I don't care." Half the thing for analysis is working out how it works, isn't it? When you're high end, kind of, or whatever.
Half the fun, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I wasn't bothered. I didn't think, oh, fuck it. And if I'd have been annoyed, I would have said something to him, but it wasn't. Last but by no means least, we're going to talk about this. I won't take a drag. Oh, I might do. Is the jewel in the crown, with what is it? Oh, it's got the last of my current crack current.
Oh, you doctored it. Well, we'll get to the jewel. We'll talk about the jewel, shall we? A bit later.
Yeah, a bit, yeah. Oh, throat hit for days. Yes, that was that. Pasta. What is my favourite pasta shape? Well, I can't really eat pasta at the moment. I have to eat rice pasta, but they still come in shapes. I'm going to go with the top two, I think, which is the spiral one. I can't remember what that's called.
Not the little Action Man bow ties?
No.
Fusili,
yeah.
Fusili, that one. And number two, because Steve in chat said, John Mine, if you're turning it full open, why not remove the juice control ring? There isn't one. That's not how it works.
Well, let's not get too...
I don't think that's how it works. No. Sorry. Oh, and the second one is the shell one. What's that?
No.
Conch something, isn't it?
Yeah, but those.
I like a shell. I'm up for a shell. I like it.
Oh, not shells. The problem with the
Let me just show my love of shell just quickly, because
What's the problem with shells? Come on.
the problem with shells is that one shell wants to shag another shell, so you end up with shells on top of shells on top of shells. The
Shell
in there. It's not good. It's not good.
But then you
I totally get fuselage. Spirals, get all of the sauce in there. Lovely. Shells. I love the principle. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, you got all the good stuff in there.
No. I was going to say, I think, personally, for me, different sauces for different pastas. Like,
That's what they want you to believe.
Yeah.
No, but I think they do
The
look
racket.
better. A bit of a...
Them Italians.
Otherwise, there'd only be one type.
Just have everything
Spaghetti.
I thought you would have went with them Teletubbies. That's what I thought you would have went with, little Teletubbies.
You can get them in Peppa Pig shapes.
No, tell me that.
I quite like the alphabet ones. That's quite good.
It's handy, isn't it? It's handy.
What sauce goes with the Peppa Pig one?
Tomato sauce.
Yeah, Heinz.
You can make shell ravioli. You have to have a really small pair of scissors.
Which one's Oh, right. Okay, fair play.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're saying. That's quite good.
Yeah, it'd be an absolute tedious pain in the arse.
Is the white bit...
Stop reading chat.
No!
Yeah, come on. This is not a good show. This is not a good show. I'm watching people.
No, that's not true. I know they're saying the liquid. I don't use the fucking liquid control ring, Ali, my dear. The bloody inlets aren't lined up with the wicks unless you turn it that way.
Get a room, you two.
Anyway.
Wait for the reviewers.
I'm engaging.
Noobs.
Rick, what are you... sorry, how was your Christmas? How was your New Year's? Yeah, basically the last 2 weeks, really. What are you vaping on? What are you drinking on? And what do you think Penfold... What animal do you think Penfold in Danger Mouse is?
Okay, yeah, I've had a good couple of weeks. Had a decent break from work. Really quite decent. I think something like the 22nd was our last day. And we went back a day early, and that was yesterday. The downside is it's messed up our week because we've got a backlog of orders. But we've been putting extra time in, and we should be on top of it, I don't know, middle of next week, I think. Should be completely caught up by then. So sorry if there's a delay in anyone getting their orders, but we wanted a little break at Christmas. No, we work hard all year. We deserve it. So yeah, no, it's good though. We had a big Christmas. We always have big family gathering, come round ours. 11 for Christmas Day, 16 for Boxing Day.
That's a nightmare. How many ovens have you got?
2.
Ah, fair play.
Yeah. I made a mistake. I made a mistake with the meat this year. My beef I ordered was too big, so I had to put it in at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I was up drinking on Christmas Eve, and I thought I might as well just stay up and put the beef on and then go to bed. So I sort of did, but I fell asleep on the sofa for an hour. I put the beef on. 3:30 I was searing it, getting it ready to go in at 4. And when I'd done that, I tried to go to sleep and I couldn't upstairs. So I went back downstairs, had 1 more hour on the couch before we all got going on Christmas Day. So I was knackered and I went to sleep in the afternoon for 2 hours. I went to bed. We had lunch and I went to bed.
As long as you remember to get out of the Santa Claus outfit before the kids came down, you're fine.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned that they'd come down and find me on the sofa asleep, but they didn't. Our kids don't get up at the crack of dawn for Christmas. I don't know. They're not like I remember Christmas, and you'd be up at all night awake almost, waiting to go downstairs, you know. But no, we're like 8, 9 o'clock start, you know, for Christmas Day. So it's quite easy with our kids.
Bowl of cornflakes first before you get unwrapping.
No, we got a stocking. Santa brings them a stocking. They sit there and open those presents.
They still buy into that?
They still like to play the game. Yeah, they do.
Cool.
Yeah. What else? So yeah, my week's been good with that. Just catching up. Last 2 days with orders. Quite busy. Some new stuff coming next week, which is nice. But yeah, back to it now. It's quite nice to have a break. I feel bit energised actually. It's nice. What am I vaping on? Right, I'm vaping on a Vindicator with this QP Design Cali on top still. Been using it all Christmas. Thanks to Colin Albins for that.
Nice.
And
Mr.
in
Albin.
that, I'm vaping Onyx. Black box Onyx.
It's good. It's good, that stuff.
Yeah, from justaddnick.co.uk. Good place, good site that. Go and have a look. Parallel Squonker, Goon on top, Voodoo Brew, and my abstract mod with DIY Blackcurrant with the Haku Cruiser on top. And I'm drinking. I've made New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna sort my life out a bit. So I'm gonna stop drinking for a few months, and I'm gonna lose some weight. Usual thing. I say it every year, but I am gonna do it this year. So I'm drinking this horrible. It's not that horrible. It's all right actually. Budweiser, alcohol free.
I've seen a few people drinking that. Actually,
It's not that bad, you know. I mean, what's that? There's a Beck's one, isn't there? That's
dry.
That's awful. This is better than that.
Beck's Blue.
This isn't too terrible. This tastes like pissy lager, which is.
If it helps, they do an alcohol-free ghost ship.
They didn't do it in Sainsbury's when I looked there earlier.
They do a Brewdog one. Nanny State.
Yeah, that's what I went to try and get, but they didn't have any in stock.
Oh, Nanny State, yeah.
Oh, that's it, Nanny State. That's what it is. Yeah,
It's a lot cheaper as well. It's about half the price of Punk, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I'll have to get some of that for next week. What was the question?
What animal is Penfold from Danger Man?
Right. Okay. I think he's something like a shrew or a mole.
No.
He's probably a mouse, isn't he? But
This is his. You can't say no, John.
I can because the writer of Danger Mouse says it's a hamster, so it's a hamster.
he's got glasses, so that's why I think of him as a mole because he can't see very well.
If the writer of Danger Mouse said it was a giraffe, John,
Yeah,
would it be a giraffe?
yeah, it would because he
Do you believe everything you see and hear?
well, that is fact based.
Is it?
Well, the man who wrote it said, and then entered Penfold the hamster. That is a fucking hamster.
It could be a hamster. They're a bit mole-like, aren't they? Hamsters.
In this modern age of sensitivity and PC, should we not be less concerned about what species the writer decided
Yeah.
the animal was, and rather what animal Penfold identified as?
It should be species.
He definitely identified as a mole.
Species fluid, definitely. Species fluid.
Not underground, so identifying as a hamster.
If
John, you need to stop getting your facts from the internet. You really need to stop getting your facts from the internet.
I mean, John is right. That is what he has said, but I don't actually think. But even they've got the worst illustrator in the history of the world. I mean, it doesn't stop there with the flaws in Danger Mouse. Why is he wearing, Danger Mouse himself, a fully white bodysuit? That's like me wearing a fully nude bodysuit.
Oh yeah, you see those women wearing skin-coloured clothes? They look like they're naked, don't they?
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
So-
But Danger Mouse might actually have a brown body. If you think of that, he might have a brown body, but
He's got a white face.
yeah, but you could have a brown body and a white face as a rodent, can't you?
Mice
Michael
can have
Jackson.
white faces and brown bodies. Is that
Yeah.
an official
Oh.
statement?
You overran my joke. I said Michael Jackson did, by the way, just for you.
He's not a mouse.
No, but he did have a
No,
white
he's
face and a brown body.
They have white hands and all, unless he's got white gloves on to go with his white hands.
I'll accept he's a hamster, but I would like to think he's a mole because of the glasses. It's almost like he can't see very well. And moles can't.
It was obviously a show produced under the influence of opiates.
It was the 80s. They were all produced under opiates.
There's
like
too many glaring loopholes. How did he lose that eye?
I know, yeah, that's true. I always thought that had something to do with Dr. Evil or whatever he was called. Oh, the claw. No, that's the
Baron Greenback.
Baron Greenback. I'm sorry. I'm just going mixed them all together.
Feels like it needs a prequel.
Yeah, let's get some backstory here.
With a two-eyed Danger Mouse and his sidekick, Benfold the mole, who was killed and then replaced with Penfold the hamster, who he painted to look like a mole because he missed his friend Penfold.
That'll work.
Maybe Penfold the mole was a mole, and to hide his identity, pretended to be a hamster.
That's what that he
Perhaps
might
he
have
was
fooled
working
the
for the
writer. He
baddies.
could have fooled the writer with that because they look similar. Yeah.
I think we've solved that one, here.
Anyway, right, Brad,
Can't solve it, can you? It's one of the great mysteries.
how's your week been, Brad? And how was your Christmas been? Should I say? What are you drinking? What are you vaping? I know you didn't. I don't know if you had a Christmas dinner this year because you said you were doing a barbecue.
Yeah, we did a barbecue.
You haven't gone anywhere near a bit of turkey or anything.
Oh, the last couple of years we've done turkey.
Well, okay. What would be your if you had to pick one single item of your Christmas dinner, traditional Christmas dinner? What would that be to eat?
Okay, cool. Yeah, week's been good. Fortnight's been good. First Christmas as a father, which was awesome. Calla, my daughter, couldn't give two shits about anything that we gave her. All she wanted to play with was the paper and the boxes that things came in.
Yeah.
All the brightly coloured, lighting up crap, fucking disinterested completely.
It brings the magic back, though, doesn't it, Brad?
Yeah, 100%. She was climbing on empty boxes and pawing at Christmas wrapping paper for hours. It was actually the most peaceful time we've had in months because you almost didn't have to check what she was doing. She was just sitting there playing with the box.
I'm really surprised no one's done this yet, and I thought about doing it once, but a Christmas present, which is just a big box with loads of other boxes inside it, just the boxes.
Yeah.
Because kids love getting in boxes more than they like playing with the toys that come in them.
Yeah.
Cardboard
you're
boxes. That's
spot
what
on,
so
mate.
you go for next year. You could just give her cardboard boxes for Christmas.
I'm going to. 100%.
But you're going to get the real fun next year. You know, when she's one, on her birthday and at Christmas, when people buy her ridiculously over-ambitious toys. I've seen fucking insane shit for 1-year-olds, like Scale Electrics. You know,
Yeah.
the fuck.
That's not for. That's for the dad. That's not for the kid.
No, but I mean, yeah, just numbnut, but just numbnut bollocks. And you're like, what the fuck? It's not Stephen Hawking. It's
Yeah.
it.
And I am drinking Elvis juice.
Hey, that is
I did my, what was it? Sober October.
Stoptober, is it?
Yeah, I did the Stoptober.
Was that a smoking one though, isn't it? No.
No, he did a booze one this year.
I did the booze one because I've already sorted out the smoking shit. So I'm on Elvis juice, a grapefruit infused IPA. Very, very yummy, I will say.
It's good. I think it's the best Brewdog one there is. I would say.
I'm with you on that.
Ooh, Elvis.
And Elvis in general.
Yeah.
All taste the same.
And I am on my... I never know how to say this guy's surname. Victor Gonzalez, but Victor von something or other. What? Fluid RDAs as always. And if you pay attention, I got a little Christmas present from Jay Hannon.
Got your whistle.
Oh, yeah.
I got my whistle tip.
Lovely.
They noticed I had a thread up in the sales group trying to trade I accidentally bought the chuff version, which doesn't fit anything. Anything that I have. And he offered to give me this. I thought it was very, very sweet of him.
Very nice.
So, thank you, Jay.
He's lovely. We like Jay a lot.
I am absolutely loving it. I think the whistle tip is the perfect sort of complement to this audio. I've forgotten what the next question was. It had something to do with question.
Christmas dinner, traditional Christmas dinner. Which item is the bestest one?
It's a super easy one to answer that, and it's gammon.
Why is there a gammon there?
Oh,
That is a Christmas thing to have a gammon, but
We have a gammon at every Christmas, and
We have a
We have a gammon. We don't have it with a Sunday lunch though.
we have a mole gaffer taped to a giraffe just in the middle of the table. That is my favourite. It wouldn't be Christmas without a mole gaffer taped to a giraffe.
with painful gaffer tape to a giraffe. Are we not talking about food? Are we talking about something else?
No, it didn't mean that. It was just joking. The fact that you can just say any old shit if that's what if we're at that level now.
Is gammon not traditionally Christmas?
Yeah, it is.
It is,
but
but it's more of a. We would have ham and eggs in the morning from the gammon. We wouldn't have it with the Sunday lunch.
Oh no, we have it with the lunch. I cook that bastard for like 4 hours in a pot of coke. It's not Christmas without gammon. So that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
I think gammon is absolutely fine. I mean, we don't have gammon on a Sunday lunch. However, sorry, on a Christmas lunch. But when we went out for a pretendy Christmas lunch about a month before Christmas, and they had gammon, and it was it was a covery, and I like that. I go, yes, I'll have the turkey, the beef, and the gammon. Yes, please. I like that. I don't mind that. Some people, I can see how it's weird because essentially it's just hot. It's just.
That's why I prefer I always prefer the Boxing Day meal, to be honest. We do bubble and squeak with all the leftovers. We make sure there's loads of leftovers. Then we have the beef, turkey, and the ham, and you just have a bit of each.
Yeah, cold cuts, nice.
With me and my dad in the same house on Christmas, there ain't no left.
Yeah.
Man, we had 11 people, and there was plenty of leftovers.
It's like really, really thick wafer thin ham, isn't it?
That is what it says on the. They say that in Marks and Spencer.
Mm.
No, they do say that. Get yourself some gammon. If you don't cut it, it's like a massive wafer thin ham.
Get some pineapple, throw it on the floor and stamp on it.
Fuck you, pineapple.
What are you doing here?
Right, Richard, how you doing, mate? How's your what's the complicated 2-week word?
Week holiday.
Fortnite.
Fortnight. Thank you. I said it 5 minutes ago. It's gone.
Oh yeah.
How's your fortnight been? How's Christmas? What you drinking? What you vaping on? And I actually want to turn your question around and throw it back at you. In what have you drank that was not fit for human consumption?
Oh, good.
Okay, cool. A ruddy, bloody, great Christmas was had. It was fine. It was good. Christmas lunch at Sarah's parents with all her family, and then my family came to us on Boxing Day. Cooking for 11, not really my thing, but it got there. I got through it.
Oh yeah, chat to you on chat.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
cheer you on.
what complicated it was adding in kid-friendly stuff. So in the end, there wasn't room for the Yorkshire puddings, so they had to be.
What were the Yorkshire puddings?
Yorkshire puddings,
They were
Christmas Day.
sacrificed.
For pudding or something?
Are you aware of where I live?
Yeah, I am. But that's definitely
We have them
why-
with pot noodle.
That's why you shouldn't eat them. But that's ridiculous. My mum's a northerner. She's the one.
She has them
She'd
for
find
a
out.
starter, does she? With
Yeah.
beef.
No, that dripping and Daz washing powder sprinkled over the top.
We have them on all roast dinners.
That's because you're a family of fuckwits.
Yeah, well, we didn't on this occasion, so we were presumably doing really good. Yes, it was a fine line. Did I want everything to be 5 minutes colder and have Yorkshire pudding or not?
I get it.
So sacrifice Yorkshire pudding.
I'd like to retract my previous fuckwit comment. I really wanted to say because it made me laugh.
No, it's completely. It's another one of these contentious mole hamster issues, isn't it?
True.
Yeah, you meant to have it. You meant to have it as a starter with a beef roast, but not with beef. Before you have your beef roast with onion gravy as a starter. That's the way you're supposed to have it. But they're just too good.
Perfect. I like a bit of Yorkshire pudding and a bit of beef.
Yeah, so that's the thing. So that went okay. So that's all good. New Year's Eve was lots of fun. All that good stuff.
I
Drinking.
didn't tell you about my New Year's Eve, did I?
No.
Oh, the thing's beeping.
Batteries is ready.
Batteries are ready.
You know Sankey's
Yes.
that we went to that time?
Yeah.
My friend Carl, who DJs, is a funk soul DJ around the area. They did a kid-friendly afternoon New Year's Eve. They had fireworks at 6 o'clock, and it started at 2 in the afternoon. And so live music, and all the parents who've got kids who can't go out on a lash, go and get lashed up in the afternoon instead.
Nice.
That's quite cool.
Very cool.
Nice.
Got home with the kids. All right, are you little fuckers?
Well, then we went to a party after anyway. And we got home about 3 o'clock in the morning.
So it was just an excuse to start earlier.
Yeah.
That sounds magic. Drinking Leeds Best. It's not Leeds Best, but that's what it's called.
Bitter.
Yeah, it's a classic bitter. It's drinking that, and is that it? Oh, drinking. Did you ask me if I've drunk something weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we used to play a game at the cricket club where I might have talked about this before. You get a pint glass, half full of lager, and you put a tissue over the top, elastic band, so it makes it tight like a drum. You put a penny on top, and then you take it in turns to poke your cigarette through the tissue paper, making a little hole. And the person who tips the penny into the glass, when it loses, eventually there's too many holes like Buckaroo or Jenga or whatever, and it collapses in. Whoever makes it collapse in has to drink that pint. So it's got all the ash in, it's got a penny in. So I've done that before, I had to do that before.
I knew deep down that there was a reason you asked that question, and I'm quite disturbed by your answer.
It's a great game. It's a great game. We'll play it with the kids.
We all must have done it at a party, pick up a can of beer that you would thought you were drinking just to find it's full up with fag butts and ash.
Yeah,
but I'm shit-faced and did it by accident. These bright sparks went and did it intentionally.
Yeah.
He's not playing to lose, Brad. He's not playing to lose.
Not playing to lose. I mean, it's a free half pint.
Yeah.
You get to keep the penny if you don't swallow it.
He's a Yorkshireman. Yeah, and if you do swallow it, you get it tomorrow.
Yeah. To be honest, I just punched the glass. It's a little trick.
Free beer, don't mind if I do. And then done.
Vaping on this evening, the Tesla poker kit. You might not be able to tell in this clarity, but there's a deck of cards styling on here with an ace of hearts. And I think there's a few varieties and things. Little mesh sub-tank on top, not little. But that's the Tesla poker kit. Got Snickerdoodle in there from Vape Wild.
Sweet.
And in here, I've got... Oh, what's it called? The Jeffrey's Elderflower and Apple in the goon on the Basium. I've got this as well. God, we're running over slightly, but this is the new Orion from Lost Vape. The
we got one of
Quest,
that.
the Q, the Orion Q, the Orion Quest. So this doesn't have the Evolve Go board in it.
Right.
This is the affordable version.
Oh.
How much do we know how much it is?
Half the price.
Do you get a free spider in the tank sometimes? Is it that one?
No, I haven't got a spider in mine, I don't think.
I don't know how that can be half the price.
Do you mean?
Those Go boards are so cheap. They can't have been that board would make them double the price.
That's not it. On this one, the build quality is really shoddy.
Ah,
Oh,
So
okay.
they're obviously made in an incredibly cheaper environment in general.
but it looks like the same.
Yeah, it's like a clone made by the company that made the original.
Well, no, because the original didn't have the Go board in it.
Huh?
Gary Dibley had the original last year at Expo, at Jam.
And what was that called?
Can't fucking remember. But by the same company, and it looked exactly the same basically, but it didn't have the
DNA Go board.
Didn't have a DNA Go board. Yeah. Gary, if you're watching, tell
Does
us
the
what-
DNA one rattle?
Don't know.
James has got one.
I've heard nothing but good things about the original.
but
The
it's over.
original Evolve one.
Miles.
Does it
away.
rattle?
I don't remember it ever rattling.
You don't remember it rattling, and the 2.5 feet away is just too much to move.
Yeah, it's
Well, anyway,
behind-
so
behind-
a few of us have got it. Dean's got it, Paul's got it, I've got it, this version, and we've all been a little disappointed with its
Yeah.
finish.
It's in my fucking news this evening. Never mind.
Oh,
And we'll come back to that. There is more to say about it, so I will rush through it. The unregulated vape on it is fine. The whole 1 ohm pod coil with the unregulatedness is fine.
Is it the same pod then? You put the same pods.
You can.
Right. But they do a cheaper version of that as well.
I don't know. I haven't got that far, but it comes with a 1 ohm pod because it's the unregulated version. So I don't know what pods are available for the Evolve version, coil ohm wise. But we'll get there. We'll get there in a bit, I guess. That's about it. Also got the Tesla Wii, just because I like to have a bit of Frankie to hand. I like to have some Frankie. So there we go. So let's crack on with the news. John, who's first?
Me! I'm going to go with an article from last week because we weren't here. Well, actually, the Guardian ran it.
Is there a picture attached to this news?
No, not this one.
Good.
This is just me reading from the Guardian. This is what the old people in the home asked me to do, so I don't know now. This is from the 2nd of January, so actually it's okay. It's only from yesterday. But, it's just a repeat of last week's news. Oh, it's not. So the Guardian have gone with a stock picture from last week. All it says, their headline was "Figures on Vaping Safety Need Clarifying." So it said. This basically really is a repeat of the article last week that went through all the papers, which was, I'm going to read the first section of the first paragraph. Public Health England's use of smoking as a benchmark for the relative safety of vaping. Public Safety England maintains vaping is 95% safer than smoking. Will puzzle many, given that smoking is not, by any reckoning, safe. The key research finding described in their own report in terms of estimated relative harms is the harm to vapors is around 5% of the harm to smokers. The 95% safer figure arises because 100 minus 5 equals 95. However, the formulation... Okay.
Don't do that.
You put old Menrick to sleep.
I'm tired. It's been hard.
It's okay. That's not... The trouble is exactly what... I think I said it on the show. That oh no, I didn't, because we didn't do a show. Sorry. When the original article came out from Public Health England stating that it was 95% safer, that's a really old statistic. It's not actually true, and they rounded down Public Health England, and a figure really goes back to what I said, which I promise I won't do, which is the explanation, if you give a shit, go and Google it, of micromoles. You need to check that's where the original figure comes from. The original figure is an estimation of the dangers, and it's not 95. I can't remember what it is. It's 97.8, or it's definitely it's high 90s point something. It could even be 98.9% safer. And how you can do that, how you can get to that figure, is actually quite simple if you use micromoles. The point I wanted to make was that the Guardian have got an open goal here by pretending to do any work, because last week all the papers were saying vaping's a lot better for you, and they came up and they did the test with the cotton wool balls, and sucked air through sucked vapor through cotton wool balls, and sucked cigarette smoke through cotton wool balls, and they showed them. I mean, I don't know what science that is. It's not science. That's not a lung. It's bollocks.
It's interesting.
No, in what way?
It just shows the shit, the build-up of
no, it doesn't. It shows that the build-up in a bell jar of if we can't accept, if all we ever do as vapors is say that negative press is a lie and positive press is the truth.
I feel like intuitively, though, it does. I feel like intuitively, as a human looking at that, it does show something.
But I
can tell you that is not meant as a scientific study.
No, but that's what they called it. They said that.
Demonstration.
If you put two people in lab coats and put them in what the public would
Yeah.
perceive is a lab, that's not what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
showing. And when they were going through the cotton wool balls in the video, they kind of went, oh, God, and that's what happens in your lungs. No, it definitely isn't.
No, you do exhale.
Of many chambers. Yeah, you exhale, and there isn't fucking cotton wool in your
It's
lungs.
not scientifically sound.
No, but there's
Quite
that wasn't
nice.
really
It
scientific
shows something though.
test.
Feel
That
like
test is actually
It's
from
illustrative, isn't it? It's illustrative.
that test is from the 70s and 80s, where they wanted to be able to show
people.
all of
I've
us,
got no
the
problem.
idiots,
What tar
what
was.
tar was.
That I can completely agree, but we moan when they do when they dry burn an atomizer and take a 30-second drag on it. When we see it in the thing, we go, oh no, oh no, that's not how it
I
works.
totally get your point.
And but when you come up with this, people say, oh well, see, told you. And you think,
Yeah, I'm with you,
It's
100%.
got to be analytical.
You know what we need? Do you remember at school we had the lungs?
Yep,
And it was the old. Here's a guy that smoked for 30 years. Here's what his lungs look like. Here's the guy who got hit by a bus after smoking for 29 years and quit for a year, and the lungs were a lot more better, a lot more repaired.
The other thing, you could have done it.
Have we not found a vaping cadaver yet?
They could have got. They used when I was at school. They used sheep lungs and actually got the basically created a diaphragm.
Sheep smoke camel, don't they?
They do normally, but they weren't in the sheep at the time, so they just made it smoke anything. And they hung them up inside a bell jar, diaphragm, and made it to show you how your lungs work, and it smoked basically. Now that, if we're talking, what bothered me
Would have been well easier to give them some fags before they died.
Yeah, it would have been the white coats and the stupidity of the.
All sheep have white coats.
No, you can get black sheep.
Yeah,
That's a myth.
There's one in every family.
A myth. It's a popular myth. You never see black wool.
I do. To be fair, I've seen green wool, pink wool.
John,
That's a myth. That's nylon.
Tell us about heat flux. Tell us about that.
My point was, don't just take everything. You've got to.
Don't we have to take these little
Yeah,
wins?
I agree with you, John. It isn't. Firstly, your lungs aren't made up of cotton wool. Secondly, you exhale most of the smoke that goes, all of the smoke that goes into your lung, and in that experiment, it's all staying in there and it. The only way to sort of, what is the state of the bell, the metal, the glassware after? That's the sort of build up you might get on.
Yeah, that's something similar. But see, you just referring to chat. Rob Wiggles says you cough up nasty brown sludge, so obviously it's getting into your lungs. Absolutely true. Not what I said.
You cough it up as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah. You're right. It's not scientifically sound at all. You are.
No,
Right.
it's bollocks. And I just thought that when you've got the statistics that do prove this, we are talking about harm reduction. Nobody's talking about it. That paints it another way as well. People are kind of saying, "Oh, it's good." You've got to push back against people who say it's good for you. That's definitely not true. The vaping is definitely not. You don't have to check. It's not good for you. You're putting something in your chemical in your body you don't need to. It's harm reduction to stop you smoking. Or going back to smoking. Or I like nicotine. I'm just going to keep vaping it.
Could be good for you.
Yeah, it could be. It's not.
Gooder for you, mate. Gooder for you.
Yeah, we don't know that it's not good for you.
Well,
do.
there are
Yeah,
some
we
studies at the moment
We
into nicotine, aren't there?
Are there?
Yeah, and the nicotine thing could offset any potential negative of
Okay.
vaping. So maybe.
So it makes your heart beat fast, doesn't it?
Hey, what doesn't?
Yeah, that's true. For me,
It's like exercise in
Badger.
a bottle, isn't it? It's like exercise in a bottle.
Rich.
Opening your
You
eyes.
know what nicotine film pick?
Oh yeah. Can I show you this for a sec?
Yeah, man.
Right.
No,
So
maybe-
okay, let me talk and do it at the same time. It makes it look all slick. Right. Okay. So the guy that did that film that we used to talk about all the time.
Oh, this shit.
Oh, not a billion
What was
wives.
that? A Billion Wives. Yeah. That guy is now doing another film.
Oh,
He's
excellent.
doing
That's
another
all right.
film. He's doing another film.
Trillion Wives.
They haven't got the sequel cleared
I'm
yet.
not witching it. If it doesn't take 5 years to get it out and it's out of date by the time it's released, I don't want to see it.
It's out this summer.
Oh, this summer.
You don't know nicotine from the
Is it
director
on
of A
global
Billion
warming?
Lives.
Oh,
It's just as John was saying. It's an excellent link. They're doing a film talking about nicotine and the potential positives and potential negatives of nicotine, and they're talking to these scientists that have recently been studying nicotine more closely now that it's no longer so closely linked to tobacco. They're isolating nicotine for experimentation, and so they're talking to them, and the tagline at the bottom's quite interesting: why young people shouldn't use it and some adults should. So there you go. So you don't know nicotine, a movie coming to your bizarre single-handedly paid for platform website this
I
summer.
still haven't seen A Billion Lives. Did anyone see it?
Yeah, I went and watched it.
Did you?
No.
It was, like John says, it was massively out of date by the time it was released.
But the idea that like, I'm not being. I look forward to hearing more about it. But the idea that there hasn't been like millions of hours put into research in nicotine when there has, it's totally stupid.
No. I think they just want to highlight in
What it
cinematic
does.
fashion that
Oh,
there
okay.
has been research. I think
They-
they're not doing the research. They're just going to film. It's a cheapy little film, isn't it? Let's just see. I thought
exactly.
that was a little bit. It's maybe something to keep one eye on. I'm personally very interested to know, but I don't think they'll have an exclusive on the release of the study, so I don't think it'll get any more traction than any press release on a scientific study result on nicotine. So, but I still think it's interesting, so I thought I would pull that one up.
Russell Blair says he's only going if the NNA pays again. That's a good joke. I enjoyed that. James.
Yes. I have news. Well, I've got. I have kind of. I don't know whether you want to do them all at once or separately. I've got kind of
As you feel fit, see fit to do.
what was kind of supposed to be a fortnight ago's news, which was what would expect in 2019. Now here we are in 2019, still early, still running with a story. I'm still running with what can we expect in the next 362 days.
Go for it. Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a clue though.
Okay, first one in the order.
It's going to be about vaping stuff, Richard.
I've wrote them down. We've got a little bit of a preview of Hellfire Atomizer.
Oh, that one.
Sorry, a Hellfire mod, not Atomizer. Sorry.
Ooh. Let's have a look at that then.
This is the Titan.
Oh,
Do we have pictures?
Oh
of this?
yes. What? Oh God, have we? Look at this. There we go. That is on screen now. That's
Now, now these are just sneaky little pics. Nothing's been, or is it? Certainly, as of 2 weeks ago, when I wrote all this stuff down, nothing had been 100% confirmed as far as I could tell. This is the new one for 2019, not available yet from Hellfire. It is an all titanium, as far as I'm aware. DNA 75C, judging by the pics, and you can see the cutout there. There's no screen in the one on the screen. There's no screen on the one on the screen.
Are these exclusives, James?
No. This is from the Hellfire. This is from the Hellfire group. We have got exclusives coming up, but this is from the Hellfire group. And so this is the Titan, the titanium. The dimensions at the minute are in millimeters, 75 by 41 by 24. It doesn't look like it's going to be a squonker, judging by them sizes. But you don't know what they're doing. It's doing some amazing things. And that is pretty much all I've got, to be honest with you. But it's exciting.
They got it small, haven't they?
It's teeny tiny.
Titanium as well. It weighs absolutely nothing.
If it's all titanium. I mean, the pictures we can see there, we've got some awesome looking engraving. I think it's going to be the highest of the high end, and lots of people from. We've also got a picture there of the internals. So judging by that, I don't think it is it's going to be a squonker. but I can't tell you until you've got the peak insulator there. You've got the where the battery's going to go.
No, it can only be a single battery mod.
I think so.
I will say just a quick thing to Hellfire. Because some of the people who I've known a lot of the blokes who run Hellfire for years, and so does James, and so does a few of us. And hats off for keep innovating and keep bringing stuff out.
Absolutely. I wish I had the money to buy their stuff. To be honest,
It looks. You just know it's
It's
going to be
great.
so well made, isn't it? That's.
you know it will be from them. Yeah.
Well, I've said it before. You buy Hellfire, you kind of get a lifetime guarantee with it, and yeah, it is more expensive than some, but the after sales service, and not just that, they get if you want something from Hellfire, Darren will make it. If there's enough demand for it, he will make it. So when a batch is launched, yeah, you might not get the first lot, you might not even get the second lot, but he'll keep making them pretty much until everybody is satisfied, until the list are satisfied and everybody's happy and they've got them. They go up on the web store, and even though all the stuff like some of the older tips and that sort of thing, they still go up on the web store. You can still get them. I love Hellfire. The group is really well run. The people in there are all solid people. I love Hellfire. I absolutely love Hellfire, and I'm looking forward to this. It's probably going to be a little bit pricey for me,
Too much for me too, but I like looking at them.
but it's going to be great. It's going to look great. It's going to look great. It's going to perform great. I love the 75C, and I think it's hard to tell by that size. I mean, you could just about squeeze a 21700 in that form factor. It could well be 80s. I mean, I'd prefer 8650. I'm still 8650 fan, but you could just about squeeze, I think, especially with it being titanium, a 21700 in there. So it's what as more information comes out, I'll keep it kind of coming, and I'll update the viewers.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
I'll
Very
update them.
cool.
Yeah. Very good.
Shall I keep on trucking?
Who's next, John?
Oh, next, keep on trucking, James.
Yes. What's
Okay,
next, James?
okay. Let's shoot on through them then. So the next thing is what Rich mentioned earlier, the new Orion Q, or the new Orion Quest, whatever you want to call it. Just dropped in a few reviewers' hands. I didn't realise you had one until a little bit earlier, Rich. I've only got one single picture. This came from the Vape Don't Smoke group, I think, and it was basically. Paul kind of complained about the quality of it. It is a cheaper version of the Orion. No DNA Go board in there. A board which, and this is you can probably tell us more than I know. It's no DNA board, no DNA Go board in there. Instead, it's a kind of a fixed output at about 18.5 watts. Is that right, Rich?
Yeah, 17.5.
17.5 watts. Around about. I mean, I read something where there was either going to be about $20 or $30 cheaper, which brings you about half price. But yeah, the quality is apparently not great.
It's just the fit and finish, really. The actual pod has a gap on it, and then there's a bit of a rattle. The finishes aren't as spectacular. There's some really pretty ones, isn't there, of the evolved version?
Yes, Avalon and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. From what I understand, yeah, big changes happening at Lost Vape.
So you don't have an original Orion then?
No, I don't.
So you can't interchange the pods and see if the other pods are better? Because you're saying that it comes with a one-on pod, and that's what I've been screaming out for the Orion. Is a one-on pod.
You should be able to get these pods if you want. In fact, James, I will send you a pod for next week.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So there we go.
Excellent. So that's the new Orion Quest, or Q, from Lost Vape. Not getting great reviews at the minute.
The actual vape's not bad at all. And the one on pod is perfect for the unregularly 17.5 watts or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Be ashamed to spoil such a good.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing. But Lost Vape are very keen to start producing a more affordable line of.
I can totally see why. I think we spoke about this when they first came out. That the way that it was pitched, quite high in the price range. Certainly, a lot more than most pod systems. Certainly, a lot more than the likes of your Joules and that sort of thing. And who was it really aimed to? Is it somebody trying to pack in the fags or?
Yeah. All the reviewers kind of just got them this week, so there's a lot of misinformation flying around. I think a lot of people that got the Evolve one didn't get this one, and vice versa. So yeah, it's very confusing at the moment. I genuinely don't know if the pods are interchangeable. Genuinely don't know, but that's a silly mistake if they aren't.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely crazy that you've got two separate pods.
They look the exact same dimensions as well, so I can't see.
Yeah, they must fit it. They'd be mad to make a whole new set of everything. They'll just use the same ones.
Well, we can solve this relatively easily. One of you need to post a part to each other.
Yeah, I'm going to send you this, James.
That's what Richard's already said. That is the question. Is it that the new pods are badly fitting, or is that the whole new mod is badly made? So, hockey ducky. But that leads us on. Now we have got some little bit of, as far as I'm aware, exclusive information. We've got some exclusive picks and some exclusive information. This is something I'm dead excited about. We're talking about the Orion. I love the Orion. I think it's got so much potential. However, them pods at £5 a pop, I think are a bit crazy. I think there's too much waste. I think you should be able to re-wick them at the very least, if not fully rebuild them. I mentioned a few weeks ago about the Crux kind of RBA from Otis, and I've been speaking to JD from Otis, and he has sent us some the renders, but as far as I'm aware, they are exclusive renders. I did a little bit of an interview, if you like, with them. I got some information from him about them. And I'm just going to I'm dead excited about this, because like I say, I've not seen these pics elsewhere. These renders they show the deck, they show the actual, more than just the previous 3D pictures that we had. And I think they're on screen now. This is it. It looks super cool. It's all kind of see-through. I'll read what JD wrote to us. This is JD from Waters, who's designed this this RBA for the Orion. So just for context, we're about halfway through the prototyping process, at which point we will put the atomizer through testing to determine the best top cap shape, airflow cross-section, fit and finish details, etc. for fitment and conductivity onto the Orion. We've consulted with Evolve concerning their recommended resistance ranges for coils with the DNA Go. People are obviously free to try what they want in terms of coils, but there are operating ranges of the Go similar to that of regulator boards. And the fact that a temperature control compatible metal must be used, so you've got to use, the original pods are stainless steel. Planning on introduction of the Crux RBA at around, and this is what really, really excited us, at around about the $30 price point, which, it looks so similar to the Boxer in terms of deck and that sort of thing. You might be able to see the deck on screen now. I'm not entirely sure where we're at with the actual deck. It's an RBA. It's kind of a bottom filled. Bottom filled. RBA.
DTA.
It's an RDTA style deck, absolutely. And that was 100. Was it about £100 land or something like that? It's about $30 price point, and are considering developing something similar for the Q, so for the Quest. Although we would first want to support the significant user base of the Orion, so it could come out for the Q as well. If it's not, that's to go along with the Q Star board or whatever, or whatever. If the pods are not identical, maybe we're taking something from now. We could go, if he's developing something for the Q, then the pods maybe aren't identical. That is kind of what excited me this week. I got that information through yesterday, and I love how it looks. I think it could transform. It's what Lost Vape should have done in the first place. Brought out something that was more high-end user-friendly for that price tag. You should have an RBA base, or at least, at the very, very least, be able to change the coils. I hate the wastage. I hate the price point. of the actual pods. Exciting! I thought that was exciting. I really love that.
Yeah, I like that. I
What
like
do you
that.
guys think?
I always thought the Orion was too pricey for the newbie. They don't like to spend money, do they?
It's not for the newbie, though, is it?
Yeah, but whatever. I would say it is if it's got stock coils.
Yeah.
So you need a rebuild.
It needs a rebuildable, but I feel like it's kind of Lost Vape's answer to the billet box.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Size-wise, coolness-wise, and with the billet box, it was up to other companies to produce a rebuildable.
I think it's as cool as what's that thing that Grim did? That little
Goat.
was it?
The new Goat RDA.
No. The little
The me.
yeah, that it's about as cool as that. I reckon.
Are you being sarcastic there, John?
No, I
can't tell
prefer
if
the Orion.
I thought the me pods looked really cool. I thought they did look great.
They sucked.
Yeah, I know they didn't vape well, but I thought they looked cool. And I thought they were marketed brilliantly. I really loved the look of them. I loved the little bow tie thing. I really liked the look of them. I thought they were a cool looking little pod system.
No, I didn't. That's what I mean, though. But that's so. Yeah, no. I just if you've got a decent tank and a decent the thing.
Obviously, coolness is subjective, but I think the Evolve ones, really small, really dinky, really well made, really fancy with the whole. They had like the mother of pearl style finishes on, and
but as Rick said,
brand new Evolve board that no one else had.
Yeah,
pod on top
and pricey. I mean, like you say, new people didn't want pricey. It felt like it was aimed at us, really.
What do you reckon?
But if it was aimed at us, why didn't they have a rebuildable deck on it?
Why did the billet box people take 2 years to put an Evolve board in their dual 12 by 350 battery mod? It's the same thing, isn't it? It's like the billet box was shy for ages.
Yeah, it had the wrong shitty batteries, and until the Rev 4 was nothing. That's true, but I will say that Lost Vape still haven't corrected their error.
No. But we're not talking about Lost Vape. What we're talking about the
yeah, exactly. I think it's great.
Super cool. The oldest one's super cool.
I think it makes it a viable option now. I wouldn't want it before because the price point, 5 coils for 25 quid, you're fucking off your head. I wouldn't pay that.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Yeah. Dino Knight, who's very reliable on these things usually, says that they have done modifications to the new pods on the original DNA Go version. If you have signature Orion tip, it will not fit the old original 0.25, will not fire on the new Orion, but the 0.5 will work. So it sounds like they've done some modifications so that people don't accidentally put the 0.25 pod in here, because the battery probably won't like that on here.
Right.
So they're obviously worried about that, so they have made some modifications to the Q pod versus the Go pod, but sounds like there's a workaround as well.
Well, I'd like to say one. I'd like to say, hopefully the 1-on coil the 1-on pod will be great. Like I say, I'm really super excited about the orders thing. But I'd like to see a reduction in price. If they're reducing the price of the actual unit itself for the Q, I'd like to see a reduction in price for the Qs.
They could. Let's be fair. They easily could do it. They're not. They're pennies. Those pods, pennies.
I honestly don't know.
They are.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Manufactured. They're pennies. They're
but also, I suppose we don't know the economics of how much the mod is costing them and how much they're looking to get back on the pod.
Yeah. They might be running a loss.
Was it the Nintendo 64 that nearly bankrupted the Nintendo?
It was PlayStation, I think.
PlayStation was it? Where they sold PlayStations at a loss because they needed the revenue back off the games.
The Blu-ray player in the PS2, I think it was.
Something like that, wasn't it? There was something like that rings a bell.
Yeah, PS2. Yeah. It was. It was the fact the Blu-ray. It was cheaper to buy that than a Blu-ray player. So they were running at about a $50 loss on each one. The games made the money back. So yeah.
Interesting times for Lost Vape and the Orion. I will keep an eye on that.
James will tell us next week.
I'll try and keep you updated. I have got one last thing for a little bit of a GIF or like a video or it. This is just a tiny thing. This is, I'm a big fan of the 67 mods rave. This from last week's news. This is just a little GIF or a little video of a 67 mods Rave beauty ring that they are developing, which is something just totally different. It's got hopefully you might have that. Do you have that, Rich?
Oh, so I'm going to try and add a video.
Beautiful. And it's just a little bit different. Obviously, you've seen the cutout on the Rave, and it's kind of slanted. You put a regular beauty ring in there, going to look a little bit weird. So, and I've never seen these before, and that's why I brought it to the show, because I've never seen them before. A custom design. This is 22 to 18 millimeter beauty ring with the slant that matches the Rave. Hopefully, that's on screen right now.
Yep, they've seen it.
I can say that is the first beauty ring I've ever seen that I like.
Yeah, it looks super cool, doesn't it?
That looks rad.
Yeah. So I really liked it. I thought a custom beauty ring for a great looking mod for people who don't want to use 22 millimeter, and that's a 22 to 18. It looks as though.
What's the point of it? What? Why is it slanty?
Because the cutout on the Rave is at an angle like that. So if you put a regular beauty ring, it will stand proud on one side, whereas if you put that, where I presume is perfectly matched beauty ring in there, then it'll follow the curves of the mod.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I thought it was a pretty cool. Absolutely.
Just before Richard, we're going into top side dual picks, but I will just say the other day during VT UK, I sent Mark Dolan a picture of myself in the bath to make him laugh live, and he just did it back to me. He's a funny fucker.
You crazy guys.
You too. Get a room. Right. Okay. Yeah. Very quickly. I've been having a look through Instagram, and in fact, I'm going to do my two little bits here. I've been looking through Instagram, and the pictures are now officially out of the topside dual. I should have it next week, apparently. So obviously, this is now the dual 200 watt version of the topside with the top filling squonker, 10 mil capacity, now available in dual battery. And yeah, it's looking like the original. It's looking like the Basium, but top filling, two-sided thing. Also want to show this before we get into proper Travava, but I don't know if anyone else saw this week, but Jabo unwittingly did a Travava. He didn't know it as a Travava, but he produced a Travava. Look at that. Can you see it on screen?
I'm waiting for it.
It's the Aspire mod and the water cooler, the classic Travava. I welcome anyone with an Instagram account. Pop onto Jabo and put the official Travava hashtag all over the comments of that. Don't be pinching our stuff, Jabo.
Yeah. Well, James.
I thought that was great.
You're. Am I in?
Go.
You got next bit?
No, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is a really quick one. I need to go to the folder to look at the picture that I put in it. There is a picture in the folder. One picture in the news.
Oh yeah.
There's only one picture, and it's not a scroll. It's just that big. Yeah. Tell me what it's on the screen.
Ooh yes, here it is. Okay. It's on now.
That's it. It's just this. The note I've got is Scotch prisoners get free vaping gear, and it costs the taxpayer not enough to give a fuck about. Pick in folder.
Absolutely.
Vaping kits for prisoners to cost £150,000. It's relative, isn't it? Relative to your nan's coal bill, that's quite a lot. Relative to prison guards getting punched in the face because you're making prisoners quit smoking when they get arrested, I don't give a fuck. I don't understand. Who cares? Great.
I saw somebody calculate what it would cost each taxpayer in the UK.
What's that? How much?
It was something like zero. This is how many pounds? 0.00003. So you could probably, like, in 100 years, you wouldn't even pay a penny.
This is ridiculous. Who gives a shit? They put these things up to annoy you that prisoners are living in the travel lodge when they're not. I mean, it's a prison and you're allowed to make those. Fucking ridiculous. Who cares?
Yeah, I have no issue with that at all.
Nah, fucking
quadruple that budget.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No issue.
No,
Give them all really-
Scotland get
give them
loads of
all high-end
Scotland get
mods,
loads of
I say.
freebies, don't they?
Give them all high-end mods.
Yeah, get them everything.
The Scotch get loads of freebies.
Scotch.
Yeah.
You're
They get
welcome,
looked after up there,
Scotland.
don't they?
If you're watching,
Free education, free vapes.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, next is me. Oh, I can give you an exclusive as well. That'll do. That's a good idea, isn't it? Just on Nick, we're moving day after tomorrow on Saturday. We're moving
Hey.
everything from one unit to another. I know Rick's done it before. We're doing it now. So we're going to be close to home. So we're going to be in Wickham Market shortly. For the first month, if you live nearby and you're an OMI and you want to put an order in and pick up the liquid yourself, put an order in and just and I'll there'll be a drop down, so you have to change it to pick up from me. It won't be a shop yet. It's going to be a shop. We're looking at the end of January, first week of February. But if you want to pop in and have a coffee, just put it in the order thing and then pop in and have a coffee.
That's an open end. You've given that invitation out. You're going to get fuck all done now because there's going to be people coming in for coffees all the time.
I'm going to have a look at what the price of a train from here to Wickham costs.
Hey, oh God Almighty, God. So we have got Lemon Crack and Crack Current are shipping Monday, so should be Wednesday. All you crack addicts should be able to get to your fix. Shortly after that, I had to swap something around the other way. Mr. Mark Todd, the man in the shed, said his favourite liquid of 2018 was Nata, so I ran out instantly. So I had to bump that. So that's coming forward. And Casadega should be shipping week after next. I spoke to Mr. John Nathan last night in his American home about getting that going. So we'll have Can Only Be One, Can Only Be Mine, and Can Only Be Reserve, all coming back shortly. But the first one's going to be Crack, which leaves on Monday, should be here on Wednesday. Then the next it'll be Nata, which will be fast as well. Basically, we're going to have everything, fingers crossed, by the end of the month, because obviously the stock was low, but we've been really, really working as hard as we can to put money back in over and over again.
Good.
Very good. What's next?
Yes.
Best luck with it, with the move.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, good luck.
Cheers. Next, that's the end of the news. Oh, quick, right. Some weeks ago, it was actually Mr. James Blythe who told us in the crew chat that if you Dual UK were doing an offer for a voucher. If you got a voucher code, you could apply, and basically you get a Dual for free delivered with 4 pods.
Yeah,
4 pods, and for free. Thought, well, that's worth trying.
yeah. I mean, I saw Mark Dolan put it up.
Yeah, it was Dolan. It was Mark's post today.
Yeah, I just went straight on, got the voucher, and ordered it, and it turned up a couple of days later. It was really quite quick over Christmas as well.
Mm. I think my cover of mine came last Friday, something like that. James, and I don't know how best to do it. It's James. Do you want to do your thoughts, or I don't know what should we kind of do? I tell you what, this is it, James. Your thoughts on the Juul as a device, ending with, and if you were still smoking, do you feel that you could quit with the Juul in the UK with 20 milligram mix-ups?
Okay. The Juul. Yes. Do I rate the Juul? Is it the best out there? it's none of them things. Do I rate? Yes, I do rate. I think the build quality is superb. I think it's got some elements that I really, really like. I think it's really well made. I love the charge stand. It's magnetic. I think it's nicely made. I think the pods are easily hackable. I think there's loads of things to like about it. I like the little light on it, the little window, the little light. There's loads of things to like, and I can see why they are so popular. Do I enjoy vaping on it? No, I do not. It is not a great pod system by any means. It's a few year old, and we all know it's a few year old. But there's loads of great things about it. It's absolutely loads of great. And I think the torque, I think the draw is fairly similar to a cigarette. It's fairly similar. I can see why the are so popular.
I couldn't lung hit a cigarette very rarely.
I think it's fairly, from what I remember. I mean, it's got a good 5 years since I've smoked. I can see why this is popular. There's loads of things to like about it. The flavour's not very good at all. But I think you could. I think 20 milligram for me would have been enough to start with one of these. I think I probably could have given up on 20 milligram one of these. And I understand that probably millions of people have given up on that. I think they're doing a brilliant thing. I think they're really well made. There's loads to like about them. They're nicely packaged. Will I vape it? No, I will not. I'll keep it. It's going to go in me bag or whatever. And as a really dire emergency, I'll use it. I love it. I think it's brilliant for what it is. I think it's brilliant for what it is because I think it's stylish and there's loads of things. And I think, yes, I could have given up on it 5.5 years ago.
Rick, right back at you.
I'll just mirror what James said, really. It's well made. It looks stylish. Flavour is lacking. There's no flavour, hardly. You could just pick up a hint of flavour in it. It's got it's got enough throat hit. It's better than the old cigar likes, I think. And I think also I could have given up on this if there was nothing else that I knew about. Because, you know, it hits, it gives you throat hit. It's a tight draw. You can't lung hit. You think,
I can. Yeah.
Well, only with your mouth open a bit. It's hard. It's a very, very restricted lung hit then. Very restricted. Yeah. Okay, you can just about. But I think it's great. I mean, yeah, and like James said, the lights are pretty cool. Tells you if the battery's running out. It flashes red when it needs charging. Again, the charge port is excellent. Tiniest little USB with magnetic
charging.
So yeah, I could give up if I didn't know there was anything better out there. So yeah, positives really for a smoker wanting to quit and they want something in pretty cheap. And I'd probably you'd need a few of them. I think at least two of these because the battery doesn't last that long if you actually use it. But no, all in all, it is what it is, you know. But I don't enjoy it. There's no flavour there.
I'm the last one to go, aren't I? It's got this. You tap it.
Hey, Richard's got one there. Oh no, he hasn't.
Oh, he hasn't. If you tap it twice, the little green light comes on, and you can see if it's vapes quite well.
I didn't know if you tap it, you do.
Oh, you tap it
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's cool, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah.
And then this is the little charger that Rick's talking about. It clicks into your USB and just goes like that.
This isn't a paid sponsorship.
No, it's all right, Richard. There is an end to my bit.
We should say we weren't. We're not. This is not in any way endorsed by the people at
No.
Jewel or Philip Morris himself.
The next bit will reassure everyone of that. That thing there, you tap it, and the charger. They're the two best bits about it. Oops. The bin's over there. It is shit. Absolutely shit. And it's worse than what I quit on 6 years ago.
Oh, it's worse than a C5 or 4.
It's not as good as an Ego T, which is shit. And
what surprises me about the Jewel, well, not about the Jewel, but I'm surprised some of our friends and reviewers, they raved on about them when they came out.
I was
so
amazed.
Much.
I was amazed
why they did.
How piss poor. And the thing that really shocked me was everybody tells you we do. I sell different mints at just had Nick. We do abolish mint, we do raspberry mint, and we do imperial mint. There's 3 different. They are totally different. People always think mint is one of those easy things to do, but it's not actually. It's a lot more complicated than you think. But out of the 4 pods that you get in the dual pack, you get, oh shit, I can't remember. There's that custody thing, the tobacco.
There's Glacier Mint, which is the one I've got here. There's Golden Tobacco, Royal Cream, and Nectar, Mango Nectar.
Mango Nectar. They're all, without fat, they're all shit. They're all awful flavours. They're fucking terrible, considering what we, used to. You can choose from. It is shit. And 20 milligram. And to end my bit, sorry, I couldn't have quit on that. There's no way. It's not strong enough. It feels like 4 to me because it's not 50 milligram. I tried 50.
It's strong enough for me, the 20 milligram.
Yeah,
I put 50 salts in it, and I used to smoke between 20 and 40 Benson a day. That wouldn't have done it. Just wouldn't have done it.
There's a reason why I threw it in the bin when I got it
It's shit.
4 months ago. It's crap.
It's the worst. Yeah, I just think there's better out there. Richard did when you on your live the other day. You
done a pod now.
Firstly, your number 1 pod was the Idican Endura T16-2, which is not a pod, but I totally agree.
Yeah, this is a much finer vape. Yay, Brad's got one as well.
I still use the one you gave me, but
it's a really great vape. I recommend this above any pod ever. And I've tried a lot of pods.
Yeah, I just think I think we're going backwards. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's the way of the world.
We're not going backwards.
A smoker is going forwards with one of these.
Yes, absolutely, Rick.
No, I disagree.
Well, they are, because they're not smoking. They're going to use this instead.
Nah, they wouldn't. It costs as much as smoking.
Yeah, but it's not about the cost. It's about the health.
But
I don't think it's good value, the pods. It's not.
How could you encourage someone to quit? What's the benefit you've got if you go on
98.5% safe? That's how you encourage them.
I think the massive discount against cigarettes is way. It is up there.
It does. Yeah, it does. It does make a difference. Cost. It does. I do agree, but health benefits are there to swap.
You can hack them if you want it. I mean, I started.
It is easily
hacking and re-wicking immediately. I never bought more than half a dozen, not even half a dozen packs of coils when I first started vaping.
I was exactly the same, James. Yeah. Straight away.
It's just the way of the world, isn't it? It's just the way of the world.
I even modded my Cigalite.
Nike don't make the best trainers.
Okay.
Shock horror. It's just marketing and hype and all that stuff. You're always going to get enthusiasts like us saying how much better stuff is, but it's just.
I think it's a shame that the gap is so vast with that. Whereas something like Sprite, like if we're talking, all right, that's not closed. Oh, I'm out. Whatever. It's shit.
No, you're right.
No, it is a bit.
You're right.
Yeah,
compared to a goon on a squonker, it's shit.
No, compared to an Ego T from 6 years ago, it's shit. You can fill that up.
But they're doing brilliant stuff. They've stopped millions of people smoking. You've got. If you love them for nothing else, you've got to love them for that.
Nope.
Yeah, I do.
I don't. Now I just literally don't give a fuck. They're part owned by Philip.
They never have given a fuck. They're all about business.
Suck a dick. I'm not asked.
The health benefits are a byproduct of success, but
and that's the new addition to the mix, isn't it? It's now owned by a big tobacco company as well. So.
I'm surprised that anybody quit using it, but I'm surprised it's been so successful for how shit it is. I think that does surprise me. If it leads them on, all right, I'll be nice. If it leads them on to vaping. Anything like an Indican.
Oh well, there's obviously going to be plenty of people it does, and there'll be plenty of people that will stay with what they've got. But it will lead people on, just like Cigalikes led me on.
Yeah, of course it will.
They'll realise they're not very good, and they'll try their mates' vape down the road, and then they'll want something like that, won't they?
John's just talking crazy.
No, hate it. Shit.
I think it's one of them where everyone's right.
Mm-hmm. Try Padaba.
Are we ready?
I don't know. I've got it set on my phone.
It's one of these Triumph Tar bars where we're on a time We're on a timer. We're going to go for 18 seconds.
Alrighty then.
That's quite quick.
Yeah, well, that's how we roll. All right, 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20
I will
seconds.
start with the ears.
Yeah.
You got to call the names out. Call the names out.
I'm gonna wait a minute. Properties. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm adding the directory. You ready? Boom. Okay, so we're looking at a Facebook post of a switchback.
Demolition Ranch, is that the one?
Yes.
Ashley Buckley. This is a good one. This is a really, really good one.
Yeah, that looks tube-like. I like it.
It's super tube. I think got the hole in the top. He hasn't got his drip tip in, but you'd totally be putting a drip tip in there. That's what. I'm not sure if it's Ashley's first, but it's a good one. I really, really like that.
We're now
one.
looking at a dog.
Colin Albins.
Yeah, you might need to look a little bit closer on the dog. The dog has got a little something in its mouth there. Looks like it could be a jewel. Is it a jewel? It's not
like
a jewel.
Stick.
It's probably just a stick.
It's a dog with a
We're now looking at Sharrock Trencham.
This is from Cornwall. This is Sharrock.
Jim and Alex.
Yes, absolutely. That's all I can say about that. Because Sharrock, we liked it a lot. That's from Cornwall. Next one is this
Steering wheel.
This is
Craig
from
Nichols.
Yeah, Craig Nichols. It's rainbow, isn't it? It's rainbow stuff. Rainbow stuff. He saw it. He took a photo.
I hate them.
I hate rainbow stuff.
I cannot believe people buy it. But
Richard, send me rainbow stuff.
It's a pretty good Travava.
Daniel Thornton, is he next?
Yes, we're looking at John in pink hair.
Oh wow, we've gone really, really fast. Oh right, Daniel, that's John. John, this doesn't look. I mean,
It does look like John. It does to a degree, a bit.
The only thing I will concede on is that he has eyes as black as mine and a stupid. Somebody said and a crooked grin, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and he's got a fair sized forehead
We're
on
now
him.
looking at Screwfix.
Okay, so this is Daniel Thornton again. This is it's a drip tip. It's good.
I like that.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
It is. And I don't know why do we have to have round board drip tips?
Yep.
We could have any shape we like. I want to see some triangular ones.
And
next one,
Bessie's.
David Mottram. Bring out the Bessies. Of course, this is Bessie. This is Sean of UK. What's his company called?
Well, it's Bessie. That's his Facebook name, isn't it? Bessie Golden Vape.
Golden Vape. Yes, of course.
I'm now looking at some mech mods with holes in.
Yeah, Dean Adams with his multicoloured mech mods with holes in. Absolutely. They've got the screwy.
I should have released mech mods.
Yeah, they look good.
Yeah, they could
look like Brad's. Yeah.
Because
looking at a very handsome man here. 2,000 volts.
From Fizz Yarn. This is from Fizz.
Oh, John Holt.
2,000 volts.
Mark Dacus. It's Mike Dacus.
I wouldn't be surprised if you had this in your retro collection.
Looks like Ashley Cole, if anyone's a fan of the football.
That's a little bit, doesn't he? Yeah.
Next one is from Fro Taylor. Fro Taylor. This is. It looks a lot like. Look at that. It looks a lot like.
I've got one of these.
That would be in many boards that we all own.
What is
I've got one of those just to whip it apart to try and put it in a mod and make it work with the.
That looks incredibly handy.
Yeah.
It does. And plus, I love Fro Taylor's name. I could call him Fro Taylor all day.
Yeah.
That's his, you know what I mean?
We're now looking at an IKEA set of tables or something along those lines.
Absolutely. So this one was. I thought this was. What is this? This reminder of plectrums? What's this? It's not guitar based, but it's the. It's the.
It's very 70s, isn't it?
I like the man. I like
now
a bit of
looking
tape.
at a man's pants.
Yes, this is from Hugh.
Oh my god!
This is from Hugh GSC. This is the Hellfire brief.
Available on GearBest as well, so you can pick those up when you're buying your clones.
But look who makes it. It's made by somebody called Wang Jiang. You know,
thousands make ice fog to mark winter solstice in China.
This is from the Schwarmeister. This looks like a picture from what's it called?
Vape Expo, Shenzhen Vape Expo.
But it's not. It's something completely different. Next one is from me. This is me. This is an advertisement.
Cactus custard.
No, is this cactus? Right. Okay.
Sorry,
It's a big
I meant
light-up
Christmas
cactus.
cactus. Sorry,
Christmas
twat.
cactus.
Christmas cactus. Absolutely right. Okay, that is yes. That's Mr. Selby's festive juice that he might bring out next year. Probably, maybe.
That'd be amazing.
Okay, next one is from me again. This is from an advert. This is look. This has got loads in. It's Yeezy. It's a pair of Yeezys. It's Boost. It's Boost from Boost Labs. 350, 350 V2. It's a Viper V2. It's semi-frozen yellow piss. It's all of them. It's got so many in there. It's super in depth. Super in depth.
The best Travava we've ever had.
Next one is from Jason Coppinger. This is John and it's Rick. The first on the left. Rick.
You've got that wrong. Bottom left is Peter Huxley from Grumpy.
Oh yeah, it is Grumpy. That
It
looks.
does look a little bit like Huxley. It does. Got another one. Oh no! So this is Gia next.
No, we're looking at A Universe for Nothing by Lawrence Krauss.
Jay Hainan.
Yeah, from Gia. What?
It just says boomerang. It's got some mesh on it. We're now looking at a mech, 7.5mm Gusto tubular.
Oh, that's great. I like the look of that one.
So we're moving into the Jimmy Parker selection now. Jimmy did.
This is the only one Jimmy pulled off, which is all right.
He did the 12 days of Reachmas. He sent in loads. I picked the best ones. Sorry, Jimmy, I couldn't have them all. Some of them were very funny. Some of them were terrible. That one, and you can see exactly what it is.
Yeah.
We have the next one. I don't know which one we're on.
The next Jimmy Parker, another.
It's a drip tip and a build kit, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah. So this one's really cool. It looks like it could be a billet box button, a drip tip, a tiny mod addy, a pokey coiling thing, a little addy.
It's a nail carb cap dabber drill female male.
Oh, we're on the Inikin thing now. Inikin 100. What was it? The Inikin 128 something. Like that?
Oh, that thing you smashed.
Yeah. The minigun thing.
No.
Oh yeah.
Bumper key.
Oh, we're on to Mr.
It looks
Fusion.
like a bomb from
Massive squonker.
Oh yeah, from Joseph Wright. I thought this was pretty cool. The squonk bottle on the side there,
yeah,
Mr. Fusion.
I didn't get what this was even. Yeah, okay. Oh, so that
a
was
reference to Back to the Future.
Well, yeah, that is.
Yeah, he's got the time thing on there. Yeah. But yeah, that's a big old squonk. Really, big
No
old squonk.
hair, no pain.
Yeah, you've got the no.
Looks this from Len Burgess hair.
No, that's what it's called, the no.
That's a poddy thing, that isn't it? Yeah.
Or if it's not poddy, then it could certainly be dual or triple type job.
Martin Vickery.
Oh, something from Wish.
Oh, well, I never.
I even know what that is.
Go
which
on.
is really weird. It's a collapsible cane, like from
Cane or wand, yeah.
Who sent it in?
Martin
Vickery.
Vickery. You bloody ledge.
Yes. Next one, next one is Megan Hunter.
It's John.
It's a John Martin dreidel cake.
It is a John Martin, no, definitely.
Absolute spit. Which
Look
one's
at that.
John? Which one's John and which one's the Travava?
Let's all just admire that.
Masterpiece. Who was that? Megan.
Yeah.
Oh, we're now
Megan.
looking at the football final score, whatever it's called.
Hewitt.
Billy King.
Billy King.
Oh yeah, there is a Billy King. I've seen that myself.
Yeah, Billy
Oh.
King. I tell you what, I did not realise he was as old as that, though. 76.
No, I thought he was younger than that.
Billy King. That's from Nick Hewitt. Nick Hewitt, thanks very much for sending that in, Nick Hewitt. Next one is, there's loads. I'm sorry, there's loads. This is 3 weeks worth.
It's a spaniel. It's a spaniel.
It is. This is on Redmond's.
That is Phoebe there, isn't that? Is Phoebe?
I do. I spoke to him on the phone that night after he'd taken this. I spoke to Ollie. I spoke to his little one as well on the phone, and he said, "Does it look like your dog?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Is it your dog?" I said, "No." He said, "What's your dog like?" I said, "Naughty." And stupid. And he went, "Okay."
We're looking at some clouds.
Paul Hughes. Look at this one. This one is absolutely cracking. I love
You've not got long to look at it, so look fast.
Oh, look fast, but look hard as well. Look fast and hard.
Oh yeah, there's a bloke blowing a cloud.
Yeah, check that out.
Now looking at a Nemesis crooked billet.
This is a double F from Pete Nixon. This is all on the one slide. I've put them all on one.
That's the name of the pub in the village I was born in.
Crooked billet. That's fantastic. Bet they don't allow vaping.
I reckon they do. It's the stick he's holding. That's the
Don't
thing.
like it around here. Don't like it. And the billet, obviously, billet box. Next one is
67.
It's from Raphael. It's a 67. It's a 67 mods. 67 mods. From Raphael.
Sake.
What's that?
That's a Richie, bro. I like the lad. He's oversexed, bro. I like him a lot. Next one.
Oh, forehead.
Hughes. Boy, I think this is directed. I don't know who this is directed. I don't know. I don't know why
I
this
said
was-
to Reese, I said I saw that the other day. It was right next to the man bun styling cream and
It says on there non-greasy and colourless. It's just like John after the winter
You want to look at the hopefully pasty today, John.
until his Thai holiday.
Oh, is this next one from John? So it's got his hand on it.
Richard Jack.
Oh, yeah. Check that out.
John's hand, Travava, and a mech.
It is like a Tay-Fun small one, isn't it?
like
Oh, we're on to Die Hard, the Die Hard section.
Oh, yeah, check this one out. He's got
That was
Orion. I love this one. This is from Richard Jack again. I love this one. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. It looks like a big Orion.
I think it looks like an MPV with a C5 on top.
It's probably just a walkie-talkie.
All right, mate.
What I'd like to know is who watches telly
Oh, look at
with
this one.
ornaments blocking the view.
I know, the ornament from the telly is weird, isn't it? That's totally weird. Richard, sort that out, mate.
Oh, this one.
This is shrunk head. This is shrunk face, John.
I don't even know what that is. That is a closet ginger. I don't dye my
You
hair.
could literally
That-
just put that over John's window.
That looks nothing like me. That
It
What's
does with
this
a
one
shrunk
meant to be?
face.
What's this
Got a
one meant to
smaller
be?
face.
What's this one meant to be? This bloke just staring at us.
brilliant. Oh, it's going to be
Damn,
Bonner.
knew it.
Who's it supposed to be?
Oh,
Bonner.
it's a bit Bonnery, a little bit.
Oh, yeah. It's if you look at it like
Bonner. Who
you
said
need to
that?
squid- Sam Newett.
Damn. No,
Sam, come on.
Reach.
We're looking at a couple of atties with D on.
Simon Townend.
This is a good one. I like this.
It is. I don't know what they are in real life, but they could quite. I mean, we've had stuff already that qualified as drive Batava just by being rainbow coloured. I don't know what these are. They obviously don't antis, but oh, God, it's
Well,
good.
this one does really well, but then the next one
Check
is
this
a
one
fail.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that in real life? I've no idea what it is in real life.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Oh, I thought it was a stereo, and it just put something
Yeah,
on.
it's not though, is it?
No, I don't think so.
So
This is a
answers on the
great one, I
postcard
like
for that
this.
one. Air China.
It's got a DNA 75 in it because it's got 3 buttons.
Oh yeah,
We're on
this is
Air
Steve
China
Steve
now,
Wood,
for
the Air
clarity.
China. This is a video. It's an advertisement I was going about. He blows a cloud and it turns into a panda with bamboo trees behind him. It's some sort of a China modern thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Next one's from Trev.
yeah,
Trev
Dyson.
Yeah, lovely. It's the Dyson. It's the Dyson.
It does
head.
look like a pipe, though, doesn't it?
It does look like, and because it's got a wire, could definitely be an E pipe. Although that's probably where you put your gob.
That's
I'm
a
not sure that works.
solid Travava, that is.
Solid, yeah, from Trev. And then I think this is the last one from You Climb.
Oh yeah, this has been said.
Oh,
before.
this is a good one. I like this.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fender from what is it called? Futurama.
Futurama. This makes me want to watch it again.
I'm surprised we've not done that, but that's not come up before, but it hasn't. So
Yeah. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And that was this week's Things That Remind You of Vaping, but they aren't really vaping at all. Thanks for watching.
I
Yes.
just like reading it. I like reading it. Just reading straight down.
Has John frozen on anyone else's?
Oh yeah, it has.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on mine, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but you
Best
can't.
radio show ever.
I really liked the comments. I just read them down, which were just Bonner, no, Bono. Trent Reznor is Bonner, shite, big dripper. You're right there, Shorty. Brilliant. Best in show. That was the...
Oh, well, I don't know what time it is, but is it
10 to 11. It's got to be that showcase time.
got to be showcase? Oh, yes, okay. Oh,
yes.
there we go. That's what we were listening for. Oh, John's gone.
Don't worry about that. He'll be back.
Anyway, let me know when you're showing them and
Oh yeah. Okay.
some pictures. 4 mods to show you.
This is also going to be. I'll allow a bit more time. But this is also going to have to be the old slidey show.
Yeah, I've got 4 mods to show. This first one is really quite odd, but different. so different. Is I don't know what I think of it actually.
Oh, it's not showing.
Are you looking at it?
Oh, hold on, just one sec.
Oh,
It's part phallus, part tree.
Oh, I can't see.
Oh, why is it not showing it?
I know. I'm going to go into the folder and then just agree.
Yeah, me too.
Hold on then. Let's start again.
this first one we got to show is from Alan Fernandez. He made something really quite different. And I like different. We like different.
Yeah. There we go. It's on screen now.
We like different. There's a few pictures of it, but well, I don't know what wood it is. I don't know much about it. It's just, I know it's a PWM mod with a lipo battery inside, and it's made from some phallic species of wood.
Yeah.
It's certainly a handful. It's just well different, and we like a bit of different, don't we?
Yep.
Yeah,
We're just sort of working our way through the pictures. Yeah, it's a bit funky, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know what to say about it because it's just so odd and different. You know, it's
That's what we like.
it's a bit mental. But
I like it.
there's 5 pictures of that one. I don't know if you got to the one with the lipo battery.
Yep, that's what we're looking at now.
Yeah, so it shows you it's got a big old battery in there, and it's PWM, and it's different. So yeah, good on you, Alan. That's definitely different.
Yes,
Definitely.
Nice work.
Next up, we got Alex Brewer. I can never pronounce his name. I don't know how it's pronounced.
Oh, it's Alex Brewer.
Right, let's get those up then.
Oh,
Alex
yeah.
Brewer, he's made a couple of pipes,
Really good.
and they're just.
Alex T. Brewer.
It's a bit
Oh
of
no,
a
it's the only picture of that one actually. But it's just interesting, very interesting, and nicely made. I think.
Just the one picture of that, Rick?
Yeah, just the one. Yeah.
Very nice.
The next mod is for another pipe from Francesco Corbo. I'm sure we've had him on before, and it's very interesting.
I love that stand.
Yeah, the stand's cool.
The use of copper wire is
Yeah.
awesome.
I think must have just sort of built a mech into surrounded a mech with some wood and done his stuff on, make it look pretty, and
Yeah, that's
there
cool.
you go. Yeah,
I've got last one in the picture in the hand as well. Very nice.
yeah, there you go. It's reasonably small and different. Again, different. We like different.
Very cool indeed. Is there any more? Is there one more?
One more.
Next up, we've got 2 mods from Herbie from Infinio. He's made a couple of nice squonkers.
Oh yeah, look at these.
Neither of them look like a penis, which is good.
Neither of them look like a penis. No, and he's upping his game with these mods. He's making less and making them better, really, now. I think, or more high end,
Yeah,
not
he's
better.
moving away from his phallic era.
Hashtag not a sausage.
There we go. Look at those. I really like the one with the splash of green.
Yeah, that green one is awesome. I love that.
I like how much he's worked on the finish. The finish is absolutely.
I like
Yeah,
that. I like that shape. You don't see many that are square, do you?
No, it's
No,
the
it's got
person
something
I can
different.
think is Sebastian, who makes mods. Yeah, similar shape, but not made of wood.
Yeah, it's just nice to see something slightly different coming out of Scotland.
Beautiful.
Scotland.
I like that. I really like that one. That
Yeah.
looks really comfy.
Yeah, and there's 2 of them. I don't know where you're at with the pictures, but there's
Yep.
10 of them. So
Yeah, I've shown a selection.
yeah. So yeah, that's
Very
really
nice.
good work, Herbie. Nice to see, and sell them for lots of money.
Yeah, definitely.
They're worth it. Yeah. So yeah, that is Mod Showcase of the week. Some good stuff there. If you like what you've seen, go on to facebook.com. That's www.facebook.com.
Oh,
Search for Mod Showcases.
yes, definitely get on there. It's great. It's like vape porn. Can I just quickly say, I forgot to say earlier, the sales page is now fully open and available for any OMI to join.
Good.
I will try and remember to bump the thread with the link on, and we'll attach it properly to the group so the 2 groups are linked. But anyone who wants to can now just click join to join the iOS sales page, sales and trades.
The only thing that you must do, just to quickly, you have to be a member of the Ideal Home Show main group to be in the sales group. That's
Yes.
the thing that we check we go.
Well, it's the only way of finding
And
it.
then we let
Really.
you in. So don't do it. If you're going to be, just join both. We're not going to filter you out. So just join iOS, the Ideal Home Show page, and then
Absolutely, and please read the rules because we have our own rules. But it's really cool, and there's some very nice items on sale
Yeah,
literally
there's been
right now.
quite a
so-
few going on, even though the group's been closed for a month. There's been lots of stuff going on, isn't there?
Yeah,
Get in there, get involved. Is that
Yeah.
it? Is that it? Are we all exhausted?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Give us a classic Brad sign out, Brad.
Give us a thumbs up there, love.
You've got to at least say bye by law
Oh, right.
as part of.
Back
the
off
sign.
then. Bye.
Thank you very much.
See you later.
for
Catch you
watching.
next.
But don't smash the like. Don't smash the like. You break the like, then you're not a bit like next week's show. So just
next
gently tap the like. Just
We've
gently
already
tap.
got way more likes than we wanted originally when we came into this.
Okay.
Don't hit that like
unlike.
button. No, well, I'm not saying unlike. I'm just saying.
No, not thumbs down. Just. I don't know.
Yeah, if you haven't clicked it, maybe click it. If you have already clicked
Hit
it,
the
just
bilateral button.
Does anybody want to mention the fact that helium is a gas, and we're not mentioning helium as a gas?
yeah.
Oh,
no,
God.
no one put that in the news. It's impossible to vape helium. Good night.
Good.
Yeah. Oh God, we should have said that, shouldn't we? It's impossible to vape helium. Good night.